We'll look at the principle of inclusion and exclusion with 3 sets of information. So they've given us a ton of info. It was in a word problem, so we just kind of picked it out. There's 100 students taking grade 12 courses. 52 take calculus, 38 take advanced functions, 41 data, 17 take both data and advanced functions, 22 take both advanced functions and calculus, and 15 take data and calculus. 8 take all 3. We're going to set all of them up. Okay. We do have a formula for our set. Okay. And we'll kind of write this down. Write our formula here. It looks like this: A, B, or C is equal to the number in set A plus the number in set B plus the number in set C. Let's write it out. Do you see it anymore? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Then you subtract the number that are in set A and B. Subtract the number in set A and C. And subtract the number that are in A. Whoops, no, not A. B and C. So there's no double counting. And then finally, we add the amount that are actually in all of them. A, B, and C. Okay, so here's our formula for finding out the number of something in A, B, or C. Okay, we have all that information. What we're going to do is create a Venn diagram that hopefully is going to help make sense of a bunch of this. So we have our circle, and I'm just going to copy it. Okay, I'm actually going to clone it, and that's fast. 2, and then I'm going to clone it again. Perfect. Okay. We're going to have to name our stuff. So if we scroll up here, we're going to call calculus, we'll call that our first set. We'll call advanced functions our set B, and we'll call data our set C. Okay, so we have our 3 sets. Taking both data and advanced functions, that would be the number of students that take data is C and event functions B, so that would be B and C. Okay, so that'll help us denote everything. Advanced functions in calculus, that's A and C, which leaves data and calculus being the number that take A. Oops. Oh, this should have been A and B. Okay, good. C. Good thing we caught that. So just to start off, there's a lot of work just kind of labeling everything. Okay, and finally, this one is that take A and B and C. So that's kind of our set notation to figure out all this information. And technically around this, we could create a very large rectangle, which could be all grade 12 students. Okay, so we could say there's grade 12 students, and that we know that 100 of them are taking grade 12 courses. We'll call this, well, in our middle, and we'll start with all of our information. The very middle of this is going to be our taking all 3 courses. And we learned that 8 students take all 3 courses. So we'll start with that. We have 8 students taking all 3 courses. So 8 is equal to the number who take A, B, and C. So we'll keep that information there. Okay. We should really kind of try to label this. Let's see the best way. I guess I'll use a highlighter. We'll do the yellow one. Yellow will be our calculus. Green shall be our advanced functions. Makes sense. Okay, so this will be our green circle here. And finally, our blue is our data management. Okay, so blue is our data management. Now, when we're going to label all of this information, we have to make sure, like in this part here, this is our advanced functions and our calculus. And we were told that take advanced functions and calculus, there were 22 of them. But there are 8 people taking all 3. So in order to figure out how many are just taking the 2 of them, we have to take our 22. Okay.
Subtract 8.
Yeah, that's right. We take our 22 and we subtract 8. And that in this case gives us 14. So there are 14 people who are taking what do we denote it as? A and B. Okay, so we're kind of going along filling out our information. So there are 14 people who are in that category. Okay, along with that, let's figure out taking data and calculus. Data and calculus is yellow and blue. We learned that there are 15 taking data and calculus, 8 take all three. So that leaves 7 people who take A and C. And that sets in here. Okay. And finally, taking both data and advanced functions, they told us there were 17. We have to subtract the 3 that take all 8, which leaves us at 9 people who are the ones who take B and C. So there are 9 people in here. Okay. So let's kind of recap here. The very middle are only the people who are taking all 3. This little section here are only the people who are taking both our calculus and our data course. Okay, these 9 are the people who are only taking our advanced functions and our data course. Now there are more than 9 people. In fact, there's 17 in the entire course, but we don't want to double count the people who are taking all 3. Okay, and again with that information, I can start using our colors again. Calculus was red. They told us that 52 people take calculus. Okay. Well, if there's 52 people taking calculus, that's our giant red one here. We start with our 52, and we have to subtract the 14 people who are taking both advanced functions and calculus. We have to subtract the 7 people who are taking both data and calculus, and we have to subtract the 8 people who are taking all 3. So there's a lot of extra work in there. Okay, so just for our calculus, which is our, I think that was our set A we called it. We'll bring out a quick calculator here to help us out. 52 subtract 14 subtract 7 subtract 8 is equal to, there are 23 people. So there are 23 people who are only taking the calculus course. Okay. With that, advanced functions, there are 38. So jump down. Advanced functions was our green, so that's our set B, I believe. Oh shoot, I forgot the number already. 38, okay, good. There are 38 of them. We got to subtract the people who take both advanced functions and calculus, which were the 14 people. The 9 people who both take data and advanced functions. And then the 8 that take all 3, okay. Again, we'll quickly do our subtraction, so that's 38, subtract our 14, 9 minus 8. And there are only 7 people who are taking strictly only advanced functions. Okay, so only 7 in this category. There are 23 here. And finally, our last one is our data. There are 41 people taking data. Okay, so set C. 41 people in total in that class. Okay, but we got to subtract the people who are taking both advanced functions and data, so that's our 9. People who take both calculus and data, there are 7, and there's 8 people doing all 3, which is going to leave us with 41, subtract 9 minus 7 minus 8. There are 17 people taking strictly data management. Okay. So that's kind of how you'd set up your Venn diagram. A lot of extra math there on the side, and we had to kind of scroll up and down a lot. But let's say we want to figure out, well, how many people are actually taking math courses in the end? Okay, this is great because it's really specific. These 7 people are not included in here, not included in here, and not included in here. We know that this total, this green one here, is that 38. If we were to add them all together, we would get our total of 38 people here. We know in our calculus, if we add them all together, that would give us our 52, and if we add all this together, it would give us our 41 from data. If we just strictly add the amounts, because they're so very separated, it'll tell us the amount of people taking math courses, and remember there are 100 people taking grade 12 courses. So if we quickly add those all together, okay, bring it to the side, we had 7 and 14, 23, plus 9, plus 8, plus 7, plus 17. I think that's everyone. 85. So what this means is there are 85 people. Okay. There are 85 students taking math.